Good morning. Are you Anthony Young?
Yes, ma'am.
Right out of the gate, the judge confirms Anthony Young's guilty plea. But here's the kicker. Pleading guilty to a second-degree felony in Texas is no small thing. That charge alone can carry up to 20 years in prison. The stakes are already sky high.
And Mr. Young, you were previously in court and you entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of theft of a firearm. And I received a pre-sentence report and I reviewed that. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes.
Are there any additions or corrections to that report?
Well, just to judge, I know maybe some issue with the defendant's version of what happened for him to accept responsibility. That was discussed with him, and he does understand, of course, what he was charged with, what he pled to, and he did accountable responsibility for what happened with that going to that.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Smith, on that? I have also received and reviewed numerous jail incident reports that I've had an opportunity to go through. Have you both had an opportunity to review those?
I have reviewed them and discussed them.
So the agreement's for a 5-year deferred probation. How old are you? 17. I'm pretty sure if it's not the thickest packet, it's close to one of the thickest packets I have received from jail with regard to how you have been.
Listen closely. The judge is pointing out Anthony's behavior in jail before sentencing. This isn't just a slap on the wrist moment. Judges take your conduct while awaiting trial very seriously. Bad behavior can tip the scales toward a harsher sentence, even if there was a plea deal on the table.
Acting and misbehaving, knowing that you're about to come in front of a judge who could either accept or reject your plea agreement. Doesn't make much sense, does it, how you've been acting? So why have you been doing it?
I get irritated easily.
You do? Do you understand? You're 17, you're so young. We all get irritated easily. That's life. It's just part of life. People are going to irritate you. Your parents are going to irritate you. Your lawyer, me, your friends, your girlfriend if you have one, your wife if you end up with one. We all get irritated. But you don't act like this and you don't talk to people who are just doing their job the way that you speak to these correctional officers. The disrespect that you're showing people who are just trying to go to work and make a living is so unacceptable that I'm not going to say the words because people are watching and it's so inappropriate. It's ridiculous what you've been doing. And then thinking that you can get high or a little buzz by drinking hand sanitizer.
And here's where the judge drops a reality check. Prison for up to 20 years if he violates probation. Think about that. One wrong move, one failed drug test, one missed check-in. And he's looking at losing his entire 20s and 30s behind bars.
I was dumb. You ended up in the hospital, right? Do you want to kind of have a normal life like the rest of us and go to work, go home, have a family, go to school maybe? Or do you want to spend your life in prison? You don't? So let me just tell you, the way this is looking, you're going to have to make some huge changes in your life if you don't want to go to prison. You're going to have to do things that most 17-year-olds don't do. You're going to have to grow up real quick because you're going to be on an adult felony probation. And so if you don't follow the rules, it's not just a slap on the hand, or it's not just getting kicked out of school and going to alternative school. It's not those things. It's prison. And it's going to be prison for up to 20 years. You can go to prison for up to 20 years if you violate this probation. Do you understand? Let that sink in. 20 years of your life you could spend in prison for this very case right here if you don't follow all of the rules. It's a lot. So you need to don't get out of jail and then forget this conversation. Okay? I'm going to do some things, hopefully, that will give you some tools up front in your probation so that you can learn how to make better decisions. Not hang out with the same people, get away from all that. It's just going to be up to you. It's not going to necessarily be easy, but the alternative is really not easy. It's prison, right? Okay. What I'm going to do, Mr. Young, is follow the agreement that you made. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm not going to do that. That means today you're not a convicted felon. All right?
This is an important legal nugget. The judge is deferring the finding of guilt. That means Anthony isn't officially a convicted felon yet. If he plays by the rules for 5 years, the case gets dismissed. But if he slips up, the hammer comes down hard.
We're going to talk some more about that in a minute. You're going to be on probation for 5 years. You're going to be ordered to pay a $500 fine. You're going to order to follow all of the rules, all of the conditions of probation. You don't get to pick and choose which one and go, well, I didn't get a new case, but I missed going. Or I didn't get, a lot of people think as long as they don't catch a case or they don't get in trouble again, that they're fine and they don't have to do the other stuff on probation. You got to do it all. You got to report when you're supposed to. If you test positive for drugs, any drugs, including marijuana. And I get that a lot of people don't think that marijuana is a big deal, but it's a violation of your probation. You can go to prison. It's just that simple. All the rules apply, not just some. And if you do that, then this opportunity is your day to change your life. I am going to order as a condition of this probation that you enter and successfully complete the cognitive track of the ISF program. That's a 90-day program. You'll go from in custody to that program. It's an in-custody program. It's not necessarily meant to be a punishment, but it's classes and tools so that you can make better decisions. If you go to ISF and you act like you've been acting in jail, they let me know. We bring you back. Your probation's revoked before you ever hit the streets. So you can get irritated in ISF, but you better not act like this because you'll never even get the chance to be on probation. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's not going to be a second chance if you act like you're acting right now while you're in ISF. That's going to be your chance to prove to me that this nonsense you can grow out of just like that overnight, because it has to be overnight. I don't care who's irritating you. Do you understand? Okay. So when you get out of ISF, hopefully you're successful. You take advantage of.
Notice how the judge is practically handing Anthony a roadmap to a clean slate. 5 years, no screw-ups, and he walks away without a felony on his record. But the flip side is brutal. She can send him to prison for 2 to 20 years without another trial if he violates probation.
Of it, you're never going to be a convicted felon if you do everything you're supposed to on probation. Being a convicted felon changes your life in all kinds of negative ways. Obviously, you can't get certain jobs. You can't live certain places. You can't go to certain schools. It puts you on a path that's very difficult. You don't have that right now. If you change your life and you do the right things, at the end of this probation, if you're successful, the case is dismissed. You're never a convicted felon. The other side to that, though, just like I've been talking about, is if you violate any condition of your probation, you're back here in court. Your punishment is up to me. I could give you as low as 2 years. I could give you anywhere in between, up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right, I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows that this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I really do hope you take advantage of this. Another thing I want to make sure you understand is there's going to be a little bit of time between now and when they take you to ISF. It's not very much, but it could be a couple of weeks or so. If I find out that you have incident reports between now and then, before you ever get to ISF, it's a violation of your probation. Does that understand? I know there's a bunch of you young kids that are all in the same dorm in our jail because we got younger and younger of y'all doing stuff like this. And y'all all are in there. I've read all about it in your case and everybody else's case. And you've got to kind of show who's cool and who's not and all of that.
This last warning is pure street stupors in translation. The judge is basically saying, you think you're proving yourself in jail? Try doing that in prison. See how fun it is then. That's a reality most defendants only understand when it's too late.
If you continue to do that and think you're cool in there, you're going to get to show how cool you are in prison. And that's a whole lot different, and that's not what any of us want for you. Okay? All right. You can go back with the bailiff.
Can I just touch him?
Yes. You may. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here. Pastor. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.